G'day Christmas elves. We all know the stress of last minute gift shopping, but this year I'm going to save you time and money. Today I'm showing you how to make 5 incredible luxury Christmas truffles. And the best part, there is absolutely zero baking involved. We're covering all the classics with a gourmet twist. We've got spiced eggnog with a candied walnut crumb, gingerbread with a hidden surprise center, a crunchy peppermint bark, a spiced chai latte, and a stunning white chocolate, cranberry and pistachio. These are perfect for gift boxes, teachers' gifts, or just for your own dessert table. Let's start with the festive favourite. Before we start mixing, here's the truth about melting chocolate for a big project like this. Forget the microwave. We need a production line. I set up saucepans with just a small amount of water. Low heat, barely simmering. I place tempered glass bowls on top, as this keeps the chocolate melted and workable for as long as I need without burning it. I get this going first so it's ready when I need it. And here is the secret to a good finish: seeding. Once the chocolate is melted, I turn the heat off and stir in a handful of unmelted chocolate. This cools the mixture down gently and encourages the cocoa butter crystals to form correctly. It's a cheats tempering method that gives you a better snap and shine on your finished truffles. Right, the chocolate is ready. Let's start with our first flavour: the white chocolate, cranberry and pistachio. White chocolate, pistachio and cranberry truffles. They look like Christmas, they taste amazing, and there is absolutely no baking involved. First, prep is key. You need to chop your white chocolate as finely as possible. The finer it is, the smoother it melts. We also need to chop our pistachios and cranberries really small. If the chunks are too big, the truffles will be hard to roll. Place the chocolate in a heat-proof bowl. Now heat your cream in a saucepan until it just starts to simmer around the edges. Do not boil it. Pour that hot cream right over the chocolate, and this is the hard part: do nothing. Let it sit for 5 minutes. Now gently stir from the center outwards. It might look split or messy at first, but keep stirring gently. It'll turn into a glossy, smooth ganache. Now time for the flavor. In go the pistachios, cranberries, fresh orange zest, and if you like, a cheeky splash of Cointreau. Stir that through and pop it in the fridge for 2 to 3 hours. It needs to be firm enough to scoop. Once it's firm, grab out a tablespoon or a scoop and scoop it out. Roll it quickly in your hands, and if it gets sticky, dust your hands with icing sugar. Finally, toss it in desiccated coconut to coat. And look at that, just like a snowball. And there you have it, beautiful festive truffles in minutes. Pop these in a jar with a ribbon, and you're the favourite friend this Christmas. Next, we're making chai latte truffles. I'm using a cheeky shortcut with chai latte sachets, but I'm showing you how to balance the sugar with dark chocolate and finish it with custom spiced cocoa dust. Let's get into it. First, the chocolate. Because the chai sachets are sweet, we can't just use milk chocolate. I'm using half milk chocolate and half 70% dark chocolate. Finally chop them and mix them into a bowl. For the infusion, heat your cream in a saucepan. Add 2 sachets of your favourite instant chai latte mix. Whisk it well and bring it to just a simmer. Pour that hot chai cream over the chocolate, let it sit for 5 minutes, then stir gently from the centre until you have a glossy dark ganache. Pop this in the fridge for at least 2 hours to firm up. While that chills, let's fix the spice level. Sachets can be mild, so we're making a spiced cocoa dust. Sift together cocoa powder, icing sugar, cinnamon, ginger, and cardamom. This coating smells incredible and hits you with spice as soon as you take a bite. Once the ganache is firm, scoop and roll it into balls. It should be easy to handle. Drop them straight into that spiced cocoa mixture and roll to coat heavily. And there you have it. Easy chai latte truffles that actually pack a punch. The dark chocolate balances the sugar perfectly, making these incredibly moreish. And now we're making one of my favourite festive treats, gingerbread truffles. But these just aren't balls of biscuit. I've got a hidden ingredient that takes them to the next level. No oven required, let's do it. For the candied ginger, just give it a rough chop. We need some larger pieces for the centre and some smaller ones for the garnish. Now in a bowl we beat our softened cream cheese, molasses, ground ginger and cinnamon. The molasses gives it that deep authentic gingerbread flavour. Add the pre-crushed ginger nut crumbs and mix it until it forms a dough. You can roll this now, but I prefer to wrap it up and chill it in the fridge overnight to let those flavours develop. So the next day, the dough is going to be very firm. If you try to roll it out now, it will crumble. The trick is to let it sit at room temperature for about 15 to 20 minutes or warm it slightly in your hands. It needs to be malleable. Take a tablespoon of mixture, flatten it out, and place a cube of candied ginger right in the middle. Wrap the dough around it and roll it into a smooth ball. Do this for all of them, then pop them in the freezer for 15 minutes. This helps them hold their shape when we dip them. Melt your white chocolate in a microwave or double bane. Dip each cold truffle in, tap off the excess and place it on the baking paper. Or you can do what I'm doing and roll it through the chocolate. For the finish, I melt a little dark chocolate and drizzle it over the top for contrast. And finally, top a few tiny pieces of that candied ginger before the chocolate sets. And look at that, a rustic looking truffle with a spicy secret inside. These are the perfect gift, if you don't eat them all first. Now for the delightfully delicious eggnog truffle. We're adding a dark chocolate shell and encasing the whole thing in a homemade candied walnut crumb. Let's get into it. First, the crunch. Finely chop your walnuts and toss them in a bowl with melted butter, brown sugar, cinnamon and nutmeg. Spread these on a tray and bake them at 180 degrees Celsius for just 8 to 10 minutes. Watch them closely as they can burn fast. Once they smell amazing and toasted, let them cool completely so they get crunchy. For the filling, it's a classic eggnog flavours. Heat your cream with nutmeg, cinnamon, and some fresh orange zest. Pour that hot cream over white chocolate and butter. Let it sit, then stir gently until smooth. Finally, stir in a splash of spiced rum. Pop this in the fridge for a few hours to firm up. Once it's set, roll them into balls. I like to pop these in the freezer for 15 minutes before dipping. It helps the chocolate set faster. Melt your dark chocolate. Now working quickly, dip a cold truffle into the dark chocolate and let the excess drip off. Then immediately roll it into that beautiful candied walnut crumb. The dark chocolate acts as the glue. And look at that, crunchy, creamy, spicy and rich. It's like a glass of eggnog, but better. Our last truffle. We're taking the classic flavour of peppermint bark and turning it into a luxury truffle. We've got a dark chocolate mint ganache centre and a crunchy white chocolate candy cane shell. Let's get into it. We start with the dark chocolate. Chop it finely and place it in a bowl. Heat your cream until it just starts to simmer, then pour it over the chocolate. Let it sit for 5 minutes, then stir gently from the center until it's a glossy ganache. So I added my peppermint oil right in with the chocolate, poured over the cream, and gave it a stir. And then this happened. Yikes. Okay, don't throw it out, here is the truth. I added the oil too early. The concentrated fat shocked the chocolate before it could emulsify with the cream. As long as chocolate isn't burnt, it is forgiving. We just need to rebalance the emulsion with a little hot liquid. Add a tablespoon of hot milk and whisk it like you mean it. Watch that texture change. And we're back in business. Glossy, smooth, and saved. Now we can chill it. Pop this in the fridge for at least 2 hours until it's firm enough to scoop. Once firm, scoop tablespoon-sized balls and roll them quickly in your hands, placing them on a lined tray. Freeze these for about 15 minutes. This is crucial, it stops them melting when we dip them in the warm white chocolate. While they freeze, crush your candy canes. You want small chunks, not dust. Melt your white chocolate in the microwave gently. Here is the trick. Stir the crushed candy canes directly into the melted white chocolate. This gives us that peppermint bark texture in every bite. Dip your cold dark chocolate balls into the white chocolate mix. Make sure they are fully coated in that crunchy shell. Let the excess drip off and place them back on the tray to set. A crisp, sweet, crunchy shell and a dark, cool, melting center. The perfect Christmas gift. You can have more excess drip off than here, but I prefer a rustic look. And there you have it. 5 completely different luxury truffles. When it comes to gifting these, presentation is key. Mix and match them in small boxes lined with baking paper, or pop them in a clear jar with a festive ribbon. Just remember to keep them in the fridge until you're ready to give them away. I've put the full printable recipes for all 5 of these on my blog, along with storage tips and ingredient lists. I've linked everything in the description below. Let me know in the comments which flavour was your favourite. Was it the hidden ginger or the crunchy peppermint? Thanks for watching, and have a delicious Christmas.